Hello, welcome to this episode on the National Air Traffic Controllers Association, the union that represents air traffic controllers and other specialists in Newark, which has experienced a number of malfunctions recently which have disrupted air traffic. These disruptions reflect the systemic failures at the Federal Aviation Administration in managing the overall air traffic control system. The union can play a vital role in making the air traffic control system functional. We address three questions in this episode. Who does the Air Traffic Controllers Union represent? What's the problem at Newark's Air Traffic Control Center? Will Secretary of Transportation Duffy maintain the union's recognition under a recent executive order signed by President Trump, which directed him to review union recognition among air traffic controllers to determine if they should be removed from labor law protections because they have an inherently national security mission. This is an image of the air traffic control tower in Newark. The National Air Traffic Controllers Association, which was formed shortly after the Professional Air Traffic Controllers Organization, which went out on strike in 1981, was decertified because they engaged in an illegal strike. The problems that led to the formation and the strike by the Professional Air Traffic Controllers Organization still remain in the operation of the air traffic control system and lead the union to be deeply concerned about the status of operations. The vision of the union is noteworthy, and I highlight it here. It's that the Air Traffic Controllers Association is a labor organization comprised of dedicated aviation professionals acting in unity to enhance the lives and professions of our members while leading the effort to improve, modernize, and preserve the safety of the airspace system. The union is deeply involved in the technical and systems-oriented issues that relate to the management of air traffic. A variety of different employees, most of whom are air traffic controllers of various classification, are represented by the union. The total number of employees represented is over 19,000. Most of them are in the Federal Aviation Administration, but they are also located in different federal agencies, and there are a variety of specializations which feed into the air traffic control system that are represented by the union, as listed here. The union's membership has increased significantly from the year 2000 to today. This reflects basically the change in the number of employees who are eligible for representation, as most of the workers who are represented by the air traffic controllers are members of the union and pay dues. The Newark air traffic control system has experienced a number of malfunctions which have led to serious delays in air traffic control flow, and this has generated a lot of news interest. There are two stories reported here which highlight some of the issues associated with the air traffic control management system at Newark. The first article says, among other things, that a New York-based ATC air traffic controller who spoke on the condition of anonymity described the situation as pure insanity and warned that the schedule shows the control tower for the airport will operate at bare bones while between 168 and 180 planes are usually scheduled to take off and land. The second article says that in response to the crisis, Transportation Secretary Sean Duffy recently visited the Newark Control Tower with the president of the National Air Traffic Controllers Association to calm nerves among both controllers and the flying public. Duffy has recently introduced a series of hiring incentives and retention bonuses to encourage new recruits to join and stay in the profession. Some of the problems that have been identified in Newark, which lead to these malfunctions, are systems failures, which involve poorly integrated facilities, personnel, technology, and operations, staffing shortages and misallocations, antiquated technology and equipment, poor maintenance of facilities, insufficient training and monitoring, and poor communications between various parties, including employees and management. The question is whether or not Secretary of Transportation Duffy will maintain the air traffic controller's recognition to represent the employees. President Trump directed the Secretary of Transportation to determine if the Federal Aviation Administration, which includes federal air traffic controllers, should be excluded from representation by the union. If the Secretary so determines and advises the President, then air traffic controllers could lose their representation by the union. Here is the specific language in the Executive Order 14251, which excluded many agencies covering more than 1 million employees from labor law protection in the federal service. It was issued by President Trump on March 27, 2025. There's an appendix of more sources which I drew in order to prepare this presentation. This is a little bit about myself. I hope you've enjoyed this presentation and stay tuned for more episodes about federal sector labor relations, the role of unions, including the air traffic controllers, and a variety of other series on labor in the news and other political and economic news. Thank you and have a good day.